Good morning, class. Today I'll be starting with class 10 poetry section, and the name of the poem is Nine Gold Medals. It's written by David Roth. So here's the picture of David Roth. He is an American rock vocalist, songwriter and author. This poem is written by David Roth, and this poem talks about human values such as cooperation, brotherhood and empathy. This poem also talks about Special Olympics, which was basically designed for differently disabled people who are disabled in some or the other way, and this poem is based on the true incident. Starting with stanza 1, the athletes had come from so many countries to run for the gold, the silver and bronze, many weeks and months in training, all building up to the games. It was a very big event, international level event, and different participants from different countries came to participate in it, and they all came here to win either the first, second or the third prize. That is, they wanted to win either gold, silver and bronze. Many weeks and months in training, all building up to the games. It means they have worked very hard for weeks, and weeks converted into months. They have trained themselves, they had worked very hard, and finally they are here in this Special Olympics so that they can prove them and win something or the other. Stanza 2. All round the field, spectators were gathered, cheering on all the young women and men. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. All around the field there was a stadium, and around the stadium audience were gathered. Spectators means audience was sitting, and they were cheering means they were encouraging all the young women and men who have participated in this Special Olympics. Different events held in this Olympics, and finally the last event of the day was about to begin, and it was the last race, and it was soon to begin. Stanza 3. The loudspeakers called out the names of the runners, the 100 meters race to begin, and 9 young athletes stood there determined and poised for the sound of the gun. Soon after that, the loudspeaker announced the names of the runners who were there in the 100-meter race, and it was about to begin. After hearing their names, all the 9 young athletes who were participating in 100 meters race stood there focused, as they all wanted to win, and they were waiting for the signal sound to be given so that they can start their race. Stanza 4. The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners on hearing the sound, but the youngest among them stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. Soon after that, the signal was given, the pistol was fired off, and after hearing the sound, they all started running. They all started running on their tracks. But while they all were running, the youngest among them fell. He surrendered, he fell weak, and he finally fell on his knees to the ground. He was not able to stand, he was not able to carry on forward with his race, and he surrendered. Stanza 5. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. His dreams and his efforts dashed in the dirt. But as sure as I'm standing telling this story, now it's a strange one, but here's what occurred. After he fell down, he cried out as he was very frustrated. He was emotionally, physically very anguished. His dreams and his all efforts, his hard work, his months of training all went in vain. But the poet tells us that as he is witnessing this true incident, and as he is telling this story, now a very strange thing happened which no one would have ever imagined. Stanza 6. The other 8 athletes stopped in their tracks, the one who had trained for so long to compete. One by one they turned round and came to help him and lifted the lad to his feet. After he fell down, the strange thing happened was that the other 8 athletes stopped in their tracks. They stopped running, and once they stopped, all their training, all their competition was left. They were no more in the competition, and one by one they all turned round and came to the fallen contestant in order to help him and lifted him so that he could stand to his feet. The lad means the child or the contestant, the youngest one. Stanza 7. Then all 9 athletes joined hands and continued the 100 meters reduced to a walk, and the banner above it said Special Olympics could not have been near the mark. Then all 9 runners joined hands and continued the 100-meter race, which was now no more a race and it was reduced to a walk, as they all were walking till the finishing line together, holding their hands, and the banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark. As they move together, we see a banner above them with the words Special Olympics written on it, and we realize that the words written on the banner perfectly suited the situation. Their act of humanity and understanding made the Special Olympics really special in a very true sense. Stanza 8. That's how the race ended with 9 gold medals. They came to the finishing line holding hands still, and the banner above and 9 smiling faces said more than these words ever will, said more than these words ever will. In the end, all the 9 participants came to the finishing line, and for their noble act, they all were given gold medals, as they all won the race of life, that is, they all won the race of human values. As they stood smiling, the banner over their head, the joy, the pride on their faces, and in the hands of the audience conveyed more than the poet may have conveyed through his words. So, this was the poem. I hope you all understood the poem. Well, we have a message in this poem, that is, through this poem, the poet expressed the importance of human values such as companionship, empathy, and brotherhood. According to him, spirit of sportsmanship and empathy for fellow human beings is more important than winning a sports competition. According to him, it's not always important to win the race. Rather, by valuing these human values, we can win the race of even our life. Thank you. In my next video, I'll be giving you some questions based on this poem, which you will be able to answer. Good morning, students. In the last class, I taught you the poem 9 gold medals. So here is a very small assignment for you based on the poem 9 gold medals. I have listed few questions which you have to answer. So here are the questions. There are 10 questions and you have to answer them.